Welcome to part 5 of our transactional analysis lesson, and we will talk about games for this section. First, what is a psychological game and why are they played? A psychological game is a mind game, and people play these because they're hurt or they're angry and they want to make somebody else angry also. We have a little cliche that misery loves company, and that's actually true. They are only played to get bad feelings, and it begins when somebody doesn't get enough positive attention. We must have attention, and if we don't get positive attention, we can live with negative attention, even though we won't be happy. So people will do whatever they can to get attention, and playing a psychological game is a way to get negative attention. Do people tend to play the same games over and over again? Yes. Because when somebody finds out what makes a person mad and they want to get them mad again, they'll repeat what they did before. Are some games worse than others? If so, which ones? Games that are played with loved ones can be more hurtful than people who aren't so emotionally close. And this is more on games. What are some examples of psychological games? A game usually begins when someone says something to another person that he or she doesn't really mean. For example, if you're waiting for someone at the movie theater and it's getting late, so you're getting mad, then as your friend comes running up, you ask, "Do you know what time it is?" You really don't want to know the answer to this question because you already know what time it is, but you ask it to begin a fight. You want your friend to be mad too, since you're mad. The deep reason you are mad is because you have hurt feelings that he or she was late in the first place. Didn't they care enough about you to get there on time? Didn't they know that you wanted to see the movie on time? So you're angry and you lash out. When someone asks you a question he or she doesn't want to know the answer to, he or she is starting a game with you. This is one clue to this type of a game. Here are some more examples. Can you think of other questions an answer really isn't expected and you know someone is beginning a game? For example, if you're at home and your mother or father comes in and they say, "How come you didn't empty the wastebasket?" If they really want to know the answer, and they know that you've been watching TV, if they really want to know the answer, you would say, "Well, I've been watching TV." And they'd say, "Okay, but that's not really the case." Or if a father knew his son was playing video games all evening and then he said, "Is your homework done?" Well, he probably knows it isn't. And if the son said no and the father was asking a real question, then that would suffice. But it's starting a psychological game because the father is unhappy. Think of other examples of questions people ask that they don't want to know an answer to. They just want to get the other person angry, and share this on our class voice thread after the lesson. Here's another example of a game. It's called the yes but game, and there's many games, and we don't have time in this little presentation to talk about all of them, but this would be an example that could take place in a classroom. A teacher assigns a writing assignment involving the students to write about something they did over the weekend, and I've actually done this in my face-to-face class, and I'm real serious, and I tell a student ahead of time privately to play this game with me, and it's really fun to role play because the rest of the class doesn't know. So a student who does not feel good about himself will say, "Yes, but I didn't do anything worthwhile, so I can't do this." So the teacher gives suggestions for the student to write about the fact that she didn't have a great weekend. Then the student replies again, "Yes, but I don't want to do that. That sounds dumb." And the yes but keeps being repeated and repeated until the teacher gets frustrated and mad, and the student doesn't want to do the assignment anyway, so the teacher gets mad and might say something like, "Well, then just get an F," and the student makes the teacher mad. So the student wasn't happy in the first place, and the student made the teacher mad. So that's what happens in a game. Everybody gets mad, but that's often played in a classroom, and it can be in other places too. Now, there's more games that people play. There's one called Come Close, Go Away, and it's usually with girls and guys and dating. And here's the situation. A girl is attracted to a guy, but as soon as he falls for her, she loses interest and begins looking for another boyfriend to flirt with. If this is a repeated habit, she does over and over, she may be more interested in the chase than a real relationship. There could be many reasons for this. One reason could be that she feels inferior, and when the guy falls for her, she subconsciously thinks that if he likes her, then he must not be so good himself, so she loses interest. Another reason could be that she wants to see how many guys that she can try to hook before to make herself feel better about herself, which never happens because she never lets any relationships develop, so then she ends up feeling lonely. There are other reasons too that time prevents me from describing. Most of these situations have the main theme of a person not feeling good about themselves. Of course, guys can play these games too. They can be just, extremely hurtful. So the bottom line is that when people don't feel good about themselves, they don't get enough positive strokes, they lash out and they're hurtful to others. So how can we stop playing games? Can we? Yes, it is possible to stop playing games. First, you have to use your adult ego state to think about the games that you play and those games that people play with you. Think about the discounts that you receive and give that begin games. And there's so many different discounts. You must be able to identify when a game is beginning. Then you must ask yourself if you really want to stop this game. Remember, people need strokes to live, and if they don't get positive ones, they will settle for negative ones. Playing a game will give you negative attention, which is better than no attention at all. So if you stop playing this game, you will need a positive stroke to replace it. So if a person is beginning a game with you, then you must understand that this person does not have enough positive strokes and is feeling bad already. If you could give them positive strokes to replace the negative strokes, the negative strokes they received earlier, then they would begin to feel better. A happy person never plays a psychological games. They don't need to. They're happy. They're already full of positive strokes, so they don't need to lash out at anybody. So if your mom or dad is you know that they're starting a game with you, maybe they've been frustrated all day, they've worked really hard, maybe their boss at work got mad at them, they came home, they're lashing out on you. So if you could give them positive strokes and you could try to make them feel better, then they're going to stop playing any psychological game with you. So here's some more on how to stop games. Now if you find yourself not feeling very good about yourself and notice that you are beginning a game with someone else, this is what you must do. You must be upfront with your feelings. You must use your adult ego state, realize that you are beginning a game, then share your hurt feelings. Honesty of feelings stops a game right away. Let's pretend you're hurt, that your friend forgot your birthday. You must share your hurt feelings instead of playing a game. Chances are that your friend will then give you positive strokes. So there will be no need for you to play a psychological game. So you have to be honest and upfront and say, you know what, I'm really hurt. You forgot my birthday. And the other person might say, oh, I'm just so sorry. And honesty, it will stop a game. What needs to be put in the place of a game? It's important to understand that a game cannot stop unless a positive stroke replaces it. The hurt feelings that begin the game must be removed with positive feelings taking place. Why can't you win at a game? These games are only to make people angry, so there's no winner. That is happy as in a game, games that they sell in stores. So what ego states are games played in? The child ego state, because it's all with feelings. And so this little t-shirt I thought was really cute, so maybe you can wear your I'm okay, you're okay feelings. Even if you don't have a t-shirt, you can maybe try to hold on to the concept that you're okay. Use your adult ego state, telling yourself you're okay. Reach out, get those positive strokes, try to stop games, and you will be a much happier person. And with that, I appreciate you listening, and I hope you found this interesting. Bye-bye.